Hey everybody, so glad you're joining me this morning. Well, I want to give you guys an update on my new adopted boys, Benny and Jet. For anyone who is thinking, who is considering adopting a dog, going to a shelter, and looking around and finding a dog, especially if you're 71, especially if you're from the mature community, I hope this video will give you some information. So if you're a regular viewer, then you know that I recently adopted two little boys, two little poodle mixes. They are 9 years old, and I named them Benny and Jet. By the way, it's morning, and if you have a cup of coffee, let's get it, and we can enjoy our coffee together and have sort of a coffee chat. I'll share about my new dogs, my new babies. Okay, so the biggest problem with Benny and Jet has been that they are not potty trained. Now, by saying that, they have been in shelters and they have been in foster homes. So even though they're 9, they're not a puppy, so they certainly can control and have a sense of when they have to go to the bathroom. I don't think they have had a consistency of knowing, this is where we go to the bathroom kind of a thing. I don't have a crate, but if need be, I can borrow a crate from a girlfriend, and I may end up doing that. I'm not sure yet. But, my house has this big slider that opens all the way to the patio and the backyard. Safe backyard, totally walled. And so when I first got them, they peed on everything. It was like they were nervous, they were unsure of themselves, and they marked their territory. And I mean, I was like, I went through a whole thing of that Foley's, and walked around and, just washed the upholstery. They peed on my curtain. That was a favorite spot, so I washed the curtain. So that has not been good. But now that they've done that, now that they're settling down, they have a bit of a routine. It's only been a few weeks, and they feel a sense of, that this is their spot. They're calm. Right now they're sleeping. They've had a very busy morning, and so they're sleeping in their favorite spots. Benny likes to sleep on the couch. Jet likes to sleep on a blanket on the floor. Of course, I have everything covered up, blankets everywhere. I have a couple things put up high. This one chair that I have that they particularly like to mark, I had to put that away. So anyway, making all modifications until I feel more confident that they will go outside to the bathroom, and they have. I noticed now last night, for 2 nights, I was home with them, and I watched them when they would get up and go out to the patio and out to the backyard, and they would do their business. So, they didn't do it in the house. I noticed a couple of times Jet wanted to walk down this hallway, and there's nothing there for her. So I got her, I followed her and said, you come back. So I have a feeling we're over the hump with going to the bathroom. Now, I do take them at night, right before we go to bed, and I take them for a walk, and then they do their business, and then I feel like they're good for the night. Let's see here. Okay, now, it has not been all peaches and cream bringing these dogs home. First of all, we're really getting to know one another. Along with getting to know their territory, they're getting to know me, and I'm getting to know them. And even though they're they're darling and they're loving and all of that, when I got them from the shelter people went over their profiles with me, and they said that Jet, the little one, can have aggression. And Benny could have aggression too, the bigger one, but not as much as Jet. So I said, well, that's okay, because my little Shelby had aggression. And, she was not welcome at the family get-togethers because she was a biter, and the only difference that I'm noticing is that when Shelby would go to bite, she would kind of, her little mouth would quiver, she'd kind of go, and then she'd like strike. Oh no, the boys, they just strike. So for example, like right now, I keep looking over here because Benny is just so cozy, they're both sound asleep. So like at night, if we're laying on the couch and I'm ready, they're sound asleep and I'm ready to go to bed, I want to take them in the bedroom with me, which means I have to pick them up. I have to wake them up, pick them up, and get them in there. Well, if I do it gently, I start out, I kind of, with one at a time, I kind of shake them and pet them and love on them and, sweet talk them into waking up so I can get them moved. Well, the other night, Benny just went, "Meow," like that. And I've been bit a couple times. I mean, where, first blood was drawn. And so even though, I've mentioned that they don't have teeth, well, they do. They have, I checked because I looked at their mouths. They have back teeth, and then they have this front area right here. And because the teeth had been pulled because they were in bad shape. So, in other words, they have enough teeth to bite me. They have. So when they do that, I just do what I've learned from Caesar, that in the animal kingdom, if dogs are fighting, animals go for the neck. And so, like if they were with another dog, the other dog would go for the neck. So Caesar says, take your hand and put pressure on their neck until they surrender and their body will relax. And so that's what I do. I mean, I don't dig my fingernails in them, but I do put some pressure, and then they surrender, and then they're fine, and I'm fine, and I stay calm. I'm calm. I'm the alpha here, and oh no, you do not, you don't bite the alpha. That has been a problem, but we're working on that. We're working on the potty training, and that is really coming along. And so I've only had Shelby, and she was female. I wanted a female, but these little boys are so loving and very like they can't get close enough to me. They just burrow into me when we're on the couch, and I love that. Shelby did not do that. She was not, she loved me, but she was very seldom did she get to the point where she really wanted to be that close to me. She was more of a, I'll sit here and look at you. She did that a lot. So the boys are just dear. First of all, they're so cute together. They're almost like Siamese twins. I think that's politically incorrect, but they're almost like one dog. They're so connected. They are barkers. I have to work on that. And so I think I'm going to have to get one, like a spray bottle or something. And I went to the neighbors and I explained to both neighbors about the new dogs and that they were barkers, and especially in the morning when the gardeners are here and the trucks are arriving, and there's comings and there's goings. People are walking their dogs and the dogs are all barking. One bark leads to all the neighborhood dogs barking. They're much better in the afternoon. They're really not barkers. So the neighbors said, don't worry about it. And so thank goodness for that. But we have one neighbor across the street that has a big dog and a big, deep bark. And so whenever he barks, then that sets off all the other dogs. So that's a kind of a problem. But then once they settle down, it's okay. Alrighty, now I want to talk to you guys because I discovered something about food, and I've had some questions about what I'm feeding them, especially if they don't have any teeth. Well, I'm trying to stick to what the shelter told me to do, what their schedule was like when I got them. And so the shelter gave these to me. These were their bowls. So I got the bowls, and then they said, their recipe for their food was dry kibble, like I'll say a cup full of dry they said, put dry kibble, then a can of the same kind of kibble, but from the can, and then a hefty spoonful of that, and then some pumpkin. So that's what I've done. And then they said, just try to stir it up as much as you can. It doesn't really stir well, but whatever, the best you can do. They said we feed them once a day, and that's how we feed them. So that's what I've been doing. Well, around 6 o'clock, for a couple hours, they start rummaging on the floor. They start sniffing the floor, going in the kitchen, hoping to find crumbs. And so I thought, then I give them a little chew stick, some kind of a little treat. And they kind of almost don't even know what to do with the treat. So thinking, well, maybe they want a little snack or something. Well, anyway, a couple things have happened about food. Number one, when I feed them in the bowls, first of all, they don't finish all the food that I give them until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, I feed them once a day, but that food is really sitting out there until after 3 o'clock. Well, so I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to feed them twice a day. And another thing, how you can wake up in the middle of the night and your brain is racing to solve all the problems of the world, or else you're going through your worry list and you're laying in bed in the middle of the night. Well, so in the middle of the night, when I was going through my worry list, I thought, you know what, this is too big for them. They cannot get their little heads down here. So, because what I've been doing is getting a spoon in the afternoon and stirring up what they have not been able to reach. So I thought, okay, that's the problem. That's why they're not eating their food, and they're waiting until later in the afternoon when they're really hungry, and then they'll stick their head down there and scratch out what they can. So I switched to this, and so I'm feeding them twice a day. Now look at this. Both of them left this. They leave this exact amount because that's where the pumpkin is. So they don't like the pumpkin. And I think what I'm going to do is put a sweet potato in there. I'm going to bake a sweet potato, make coins, cut it into coins, and then cut it first, then zap it in the microwave, and then lay a couple of those, strictly for roughage for their stool. So that I did that. I put their two little plates separate places, and they ate every morsel except where the pumpkin was. And then I fed them later in the afternoon. They did the same thing. They went right over there. They ate every morsel. So anyway, I've changed that from what the shelter told me to do. And I also had to order a carpet cleaner. I used to have one, but it was broken, and I did not bring it with me when I moved here. But my carpets are between Shelby's sickness and then now these two dogs. Even though I can mop my floors easily and I only have a few rooms with carpeting, I have rugs. So anyway, can't wait for that carpet cleaner to get here so I can really dig in and clean it. That especially, I would recommend not getting puppies. Now, puppies are adorable, and they better be, because they are a lot of work. I did look into getting puppies on Craigslist, and little multi-poo puppies, and I found a red one and a black one that I thought, my first instinct was I just wanted to replace Shelby. I wanted to get another little Shelby. I wanted my multi-poo to look like Shelby, to be another Shelby. But then after thinking about it, I realized I can never replace Shelby. But there are other dogs that need love and that can give me the love I need, and I can give them the love they need. And so that's why. And so I found him. I found Benny and I found Jack. So yes, it does take some work. It's not all smooth sailing. I have to take them for lots of walks. So if you're not up for that, then think twice about adopting a dog. Alrighty, I have to share this really great story. One of my girlfriends, Jilly, hi Jilly, it was her birthday the other day, 2 days ago. And Bobby, another gal pal, arranged a surprise birthday party for Jill. So the birthday party was at a very nice restaurant, and along with the luncheon was a fashion show. So we went to Wally's restaurant. I think it used to be called Wally's Desert Turtle or some tortoise or something like that. Well, anyway, now I think it's just called Wally's. If you live in the area, you are familiar with Wally's. It's very upscale, and with the fashion show, it made it even more special. So there were about 8 of us gals, and so we arrived at Wally's, and then Bobby and Jill arrived, and Jilly was totally surprised. She was like, "What? What are you guys doing here?" It was totally fun that she was surprised, and so we had a lovely luncheon, and then after lunch, what I want to say is I have pictures. I have pictures of the food that we ate. I have pictures of the models that showed us what they were wearing, and this is the part that's funny that I have to share with you guys. I was like crazy woman. So the gals, the models, they walk around the restaurant, and they show you their garments, and they say, well, first of all, they're all beautiful, and they were older. They were like more my age. There were a couple younger ones, but most of the ladies that were modeling were mature women, which of course I loved. And they look beautiful, their makeup, their hair, everything. In fact, I did blur out their faces right here because I wasn't sure about putting them on YouTube. Okay. So they come, and they kind of, then when they get to your table, they kind of like hover over your table waiting for you to notice them, and they have perfect accessories and carrying the perfect handbag with their outfit. And so then of course we say, "Oh, oh my gosh, I love the dress. Tell us about your dress." So then they say, "Oh, it's from this shop, and it's from the house of blah blah, and it is it's on sale today," or whatever. And they tell us, what kind of outfit it is. So, and like I said, they also have accessories, beautiful necklaces, earrings, bracelets, everything that goes perfectly with the dress. So one of the gals, when she came by, had some exceptionally beautiful jewelry on. This beautiful cuff and ring, and anyway, all this stuff. So we say, "Oh my gosh, look at that gorgeous bracelet. Both of them," or whatever. And the gal goes, "Oh yes, these are also sold at this shishi store." And so we're like, "Wow, it's beautiful." She takes it off. We look at it. We give it back to her. And one of the gals says, "Now, how much is this? How much is this gorgeous bracelet?" And the model says, "Oh, it's very reasonable. It's $18.50. So I'm thinking $18.50. That guy, that's a great deal. That bracelet is really beautiful for $18.50 under 20. That can't be right. $18.50." And within a nanosecond, I go, "She couldn't mean $1,850. And then she says, she's describing it. She goes, "It's all sterling silver." And so I thought, "Oh, Cindy, don't keep your mouth shut. Don't make a fool of yourself. The bracelet is not $18.50. It's $1,850. Holy moly!" And in fact, as the ladies went around, that was one of the least expensive pieces of jewelry. Some of them, and all of them really were over $2,000. So, I mean, I was in shock and awe. Thank goodness I didn't say, "Oh, what a great price. It's under $20. What a great price." So anyway, we had a great time. The food was great. Well, then towards the end of the luncheon, this gentleman walks in, goes up to the bar. Now the bar is up, like you have to take like 3 steps to get up to the bar level. And then he starts playing the saxophone. Well, he comes over to our table, which is just at the base of the bar. And he says, he starts playing Happy Birthday. So we were like, so we all sing, Happy Birthday to Jilly. And so that was fun. And then when he finishes that, he said, "I'm taking requests. Does anybody have something they would like me to play?" So of course he did. He played a couple songs for us. And so that was really special. Well, we were like the last people to leave, of course. So then truly the models came in and sat down and had lunch, and they were cleaning everything up. So then he kept playing, and he had one of those I don't know what they are, but like this acoustical thing where it sounds like a whole band is behind you. So he's pressing the buttons and he's playing his sax, and anyway, we danced. We just had the best time. So that was Jilly's party, and I have pictures of that. And let's see what else. I think that may be it. I also have a makeup haul to share and a wedding reception that I went to. I want to tell you about, but that will be for another time, another video. In the meantime, P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation. Hey, by the way, I'm almost at 15,000 subscribers. So help me get there. I only need like 40 more, I think. So if you have a friend or if you realize you have not subscribed yet, please do and help me get to that 15,000 mark. In the meantime, I'll see you later. Bye.
To see you smile, can't take my eyes off your silhouette. So today, I have planned it out so carefully. I know the things that you like. We'll be singing and dancing on the way. I got plans for you all day, all night. 'Cause we're running out of time. So cover your eyes, 'cause I have a surprise for you. Baby, it's your birthday. Now you don't have to wait no more. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Just want you for myself all day. Let me show you what I got in store. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I can't take my eyes off you. I'll make it like every day is your birthday. To spend my life with you. And now it's time to celebrate. 'Cause we're running out of time. So cover your eyes, 'cause I have a surprise for you. Baby, it's your birthday.
Cindy, you can make your YouTube tonight. Let's dance, let's dance. You can make some movements, you know?
Oh, I'm slipping away, so don't